I'm Scott Pantel, CEO of Life Science Intelligence, and today I am with Renee Ryan, CEO of Cala Health. Renee, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
Thank you for your time. We're so happy to have you here today. Excited about having you as one of our presenters at our upcoming summit. And I think it would be terrific if you could just get our audience current. Tell us what's going on with Cala today and maybe what some of the short-term plans are.
Yeah, no, happy to. So over the last 18 months, Cala has been in a commercial mode. So we got our original 510K de novo approval back in 18. We did the largest study ever done in essential tremor in late 18, early 19. And then by September of 2019, we were ready to press the go button. And so we are commercializing our lead product, which is called the Cala Trio, which is a wearable, non-invasive neuromodulation therapy for the treatment of essential tremor patients, so hand tremors.
So Renee, tell us about the pipeline.
Yeah, I know our pipeline is incredibly exciting, Scott. So we are currently in market, as I mentioned, in the treatment of hand tremors in essential tremor patients. Last year, we announced that we received FDA breakthrough status for our label expansion into Parkinson's patients. So treating the hand tremors of action tremors in a Parkinson's patient. So today we are in a clinical trial studying that exact indication and would look to submit to the FDA later this year for that label expansion. Obviously now also exciting is the passage of the MCIT, which is the Medicare coverage of innovative technologies that applies to any technology that has breakthrough status. So that would be a further advancement of our pipeline from a reimbursement perspective as well.
So talk to us about fundraising. Are you raising money right now?
Is a startup CEO never not fundraising?
So question.
Yes, I'm always out fundraising, rattling my cup. Yes.
Okay, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that at the event in May. Another loaded question: is Cala talking to strategics? What's going on in terms of strategics? And you, by the way, sit in a very unique chair. I think it's almost unfair where you sit with your experience. But tell us about the discussions that may or may not be happening with strategics.
Yeah. So the great news is Cala is a first-in-class therapy, and we're doing neuromodulation through a wearable form factor. So we reference very deeply mechanism of action work. So where scientific rigor is applied to everything that we do. Combine that with a very patient-friendly technology. So yes, we're on many people's radar screen. I would also highlight Cala has been successful even from our founding, which I was the investor at J&J who wrote the first check to found Cala at the Series A level. We were joined by 4 more strategics in our Series B round of financing. So strategic investors today are J&J, Novartis, GSK, and then we have Qualcomm and Google. So leading pharmaceutical companies and leading tech companies are supporting our journey.
That's terrific. So I have to ask you, because you have sat on so many sides of the table, what's your favorite? Where's your favorite place to be here in 2021?
Here in 2021, this is my favorite spot. We are so fortunate. We ship directly to patients' homes. We have an unboxing experience with our patients, much like any consumer electronics company does. And so our ability to have direct patient feedback and input on our technology and how they use it and how they're successful with it is incredibly rewarding. And it kind of has been my journey all the way through back to my investment banking days. I was always on this path to get closer to where that intersection of really cool technology meets patient care. And I can't think of a better spot to be in.
Well, we feel fortunate to have you on the program, and you've been a great supporter of the things that we've been doing and industry as a whole over the years. So thank you for just supporting this wonderful ecosystem that we all love so much. We were attracted to Cala's technology, to you, to the management team. What attracted you to our event? Because I know you've gone to a lot of these events over the years.
Well, I give you guys a lot of credit. You stayed true to the mission of getting this done in person, and I really am hoping that happens. We are all so desperate for that human interaction. Even today, I'm at the company. I come in about 3 times a week. I have a full suite of manufacturing people that manufacture and ship product out to patients every day. And so I feel obligated to be part of it, but we're all masked, we're all wearing gloves, we're all wiping every surface down with alcohol, and just even a handshake or, now it's an elbow bump, is what we're all missing. And so I'm super excited to fly down and be with you for the event.
Okay, Renee, so you have sat on multiple sides of the table. Any advice for the startup CEO that's going to be at our event in May?
Listen, it's always be selling, always be pitching, right? And that's sort of
Right.
what you have to do as a startup CEO. I'll say this, I continue to advise a good number of startups. I can't get rid of that part of me. I worry that people have gone too far with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I worry that we're going to have only COVID related investments, and we're going to be very soon in a post-COVID world. So that's the flood of money into diagnostics, the flood of money into mental health and telemedicine. I'm sorry, this is telemedicine. So you don't need to do fancy teledoc, ZocDoc, stuff to have a virtual care visit. So it's probably more of a personal bias. I know they just got the email from the Wall Street Journal. They're doing their health tech thing again in June, and the whole thing is COVID. I'm like, aren't we done with COVID? Like, isn't anyone planning for a post-COVID world?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if you see that. I mean, you're planning the conference yourself, and so you may have a better line of sight that people are back to doing innovation.
I feel the same thing. It feels like we got this big swing, and and I understand why, but at a certain point, we're going to come back, and are we going to be ready for that? And so it's really, really fascinating also to see just the reaction of the big companies, and you've been there, versus the small companies. And I really think some companies are going to surprise some of the bigger companies. On the flip side, the strategic interest in the meeting is stronger than ever. I just don't know if they're all going to be able to come to the meeting. They want to be there. It's just that they've got restrictions that they're working with. So that's been really an interesting dynamic as well.
Yeah. Listen, big company, you have to watch out for your workforce, right? I know that I think the J&J office here finally is opening at some point, in the next couple of months, but they've been closed down for a year. But, while on the flip side, Cala only really shut down for 6 weeks. And, we have to be shipping products to patients. It's what we do every day. So I'm excited for the post-COVID world, but I just worry that we've spent a lot of money and funded a lot of companies that are not necessarily having differentiated technology business models. So, spending a lot of time on getting our commercial organization right, and right now, so that we can scale.
So speaking of this year that we've all gone through, what's the silver lining for you personally, or for the company, or maybe both? What are some of the positive things that have come out of the learnings over the last year?
Yeah, I'd say I'll do super personal, I'll do middle of the road, and then I'll do the company. So super personal, I have had the best time with my kids and my husband, making pizzas, making breads, doing all like the, pandemic classic things together around the big kitchen island. So that's been incredibly rewarding personally. In the middle of the road, I would say COVID has tested every leader's leadership skills, what we knew about leadership and how we lead. And I think it's all made us much more transparent and really leading with empathy, is what I have learned. And then finally, as a company, we sheltered in place immediately here in California when the word came down on March 16th. And even 2 weeks before that, we had actually turned off our in-clinic servicing of patients. So we have an on-site clinic. We see patients here, or used to see patients here every week. And by early May, we realized, we ship boxes to patients' homes every day. And so why couldn't we do that in both a commercial and a clinical setting? And so we have really blossomed in this whole virtual care mode and deploy it now every day, every way. So we're running more clinical studies now than we were even middle of last year. And servicing our patients using all the right, telehealth, virtual care means. And so that, I think, has been a silver lining for Cala.
That's great. Pressure tested for sure. And it's great to see a company like yours come out the other side stronger than ever. And, it's really been an incredible year. And we love, LSI loves just being a part of the ecosystem, supporting what's going on. And it's investors and innovators like yourself that keep us all moving ahead. So we can't wait to hear more exciting news in May. Is there anything else that you'd like to share or that our audience should know about in the short term, or do they just need to come out to Dana Point and find out in person? Maybe a little of both.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both. Come out to Dana Point in person. We'd love to, by the time we're together in May, Cala will have moved through a really important milestone. We were fortunate enough earlier this year to be notified through the HCPCS CMS process that we had 2 unique codes for our technology. Our technology is considered a durable medical equipment, so we have both a durable component in the supply. And so we will be in claims processing mode by the time you see me in May.
Well, that is exciting news indeed.
Yes.
All right, Renee. Well, we can't wait to see you. Thank you for your time today. I know you've got a busy schedule, so I'm going to let you get back to your thing. Renee Ryan, CEO of Cala Health. Looking forward to seeing you.
See you soon.
Thank you, Renee.